Excellent.
Yeah. All right, coaches. I have here Coach Amrita Auer, and she is a lovely individual. And I was able to have a conversation with her a few days ago, and we decided we wanted to record something on the health of the healer and energy and love and showing up for our clients. So we thought we would just have a off the cuff conversation here and offer it up to you folks so you can decide what you'd love to do with this and test and experiment with some ideas that Amrita has. So Amrita, thank you for coming and having this call with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Melissa. I'm so honored. I'm really honored and truly happy to be able to contribute a little bit to this fantastic group. So
nice. So share a little bit about what you've noticed about the health of the healer and energy and your ability to become better and better as a coach for your clients.
Okay, so the health of the healer is that I'm going to work with people from the inside out. So the more I acknowledge that I need a certain amount of physical rest, balanced food, positive emotions, time in nature, intellectual stimulation, entertainment, the more I create balance for myself in my life, and the more I can help other people and show up and be really present for them. So if I gave myself all the nourishment that I need at the physical, energetical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels, then I'm fully present for my clients. I can really fully embody who I want to be with them. And so that's an art because it's falling on and off of this balance. And that's what I've been experiencing. I'm not always at my best. And when I'm not, I can still practice that I am. But really is from the inside out. So the more I honor my own needs as a human being, the more I can help people with their own needs as human beings. So it's more than just work coach. It's like from being to being. Does it make sense?
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. It's like, it's the walking your talk. So if you're coaching somebody and helping them with something and you don't do it yourself, it's going to come up and sound hollow. It's not going to have the same sort of impact. Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
before we started recording, you talked about how it's Monday and how you noticed your level of energy was lower from last week and that you've been building your energy so that you can show up more present and loving and effective as a coach. Can you share some of the things that you've done today that you've noticed to help build up this energy?
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Because I really wanted to show up at my best for you, for us, for this moment, and also to honor this day of Easter Monday. The first thing is really the amount of sleep, which can vary for each person, is really about the energy and moving the body. I think we underestimate the effect of moving the body, like vigorous movement. It's really important. I went to the gym this morning. As simple as that, I went to the gym. And what I did also coming back home is to clean up the whole apartment. So when we clean our interior, our home, it creates order in our mind as well. Now we clean the mind at the same time. And of course, full shower, a lot of hydration, a lot of water. And then I started to play, while I was doing that, this music that inspires me. So energetic music, drums, music that are connected to times in my life where I felt really more energetic. Like that was when I was living in Australia, by the way, a long time ago. So, and journaling. So a combination of that, then showering, pampering, journaling a lot. And you know what, Melissa, I danced. That's what happened. There was this music and I allowed myself to, okay, I need to fully express. There's so much repression in without noticing. I think one of the ways of we upper limit ourselves. The upper limit, of course. For me, what it can appear in the form of I don't allow myself to fully express. So I don't express really joy, or I don't really allow myself to sing enough or dancing enough. And I've been loving dancing since I'm very young. So today I just play the music super loud and allow me to be wild and dance and jump and celebrate like I did when I was in these spiritual communities and celebrating and dancing some years ago. As if I was surrounded by my tribe. Like my tribe is here, I'm dancing, I'm celebrating. And I think that allowed the upper limit to just vanish and I came back to this fire, this aliveness that is part of my essence and that sometimes can be diminished or like a bit, repressed. And I think we all have this vibrance, this intensity in us, and to allow ourselves to feel it, to live it, to express it is liberating. And we're the only one who can do this for us, I think, for ourselves.
Yeah, I totally agree. So how did the sessions go today? Because I know it's a little bit later in the day for you than me. How were they with this elevation of this energy after the dancing? And
well, it was like, wow, it was fantastic. It's only 4 p.m. now, and I'm having such a great time with myself. I haven't socialized with anyone, but to be able to spend the most beautiful day in my own company and offer me this level of presence and joy and celebration, not needing anyone else to be there. For me, this is the art of, when the Buddha says, light your own lamp. This is what it's about, lighting our own fire. And if I can do that without needing anyone else to be there, that means this is the greatest gift. Now I can honor life, just being alive and being in service. And now I can be fully present to you. It's just me. There's all these clouds of shame and feeling not enough. It's gone.
yes.
And this is how I wanted to show up for you today.
Oh, well, it's beautiful. And you are. So you're absolutely right. I mean, I've had similar experiences where, just caught in kind of a low grade mood or it could even be like a revved up mind and there's lots going on. And so my ability to be slowed down and present and loving of others isn't attainable for me because I'm so caught up in the head. One of the things that you and I had previously discussed was that you have had friends say to you that they've noticed that you're more loving. Can you share a little bit about that too? Because obviously that's who and what we are, is love and peace and joy. And that's coming through more. So I'm curious if you could tell us a little bit about what they said to you, what you've noticed.
Yes, it's a friend I know for a long, long time. For example, we met in 2008 and we didn't see each other for a while. And when we started to see each other again just a few months ago, well, maybe she discovered a new part of me, but she said, "Oh, Amrita, you're changed. The way you are being with me and the words you use and the questions you ask are very particular, very special." And I know that the questions I ask and the words I use are no different than when I work with people. So it's probably this overflow, there's no compartment anymore. This is really, I think, a compliment. I took it really like this.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. And not having your life compartmentalized is really evidence of your ongoing expansion into service. It's just what it is. So years ago, I used to have like, oh, here was my professional life. And then over here was my personal life. And I was going to get really good at my professional life. And then it was pointed out to me that when my personal life was going well, things would be better in my professional life. And I really realized that it was this whole life. And how was I showing up to it? Who was I being? How was I connecting with other people, whether they were clients or not, or prospective clients? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So independently of who they can be in our life, the quality of the connections we create in our daily life with the waiter at the restaurant or the lady at the cashier or today at the gym, I had a chat with the teacher, the gym teacher. I think it's the quality of our presence that makes a difference. And but a few weeks ago, I didn't connect the dot. I was at a gym at a dance class, and then the next day my client says, "Oh, my wife saw you at the gym," and then I was like, "Oh wow, okay." So she probably saw me enjoying dancing and joyful and being really spontaneous, and probably not in my professional self, but it's the same spontaneous joy and the same. It's me. And I'm like, okay, there's nothing to hide. It's okay if my client's wife sees me at the gym and dancing Zumba. That's fine. It's fun, actually.
Well, to me, it's even better because I know that people come to me and want to work with me because they see something that I have that they want themselves, not just a skill or an ability, but also a way of being. So the fact you're in that Zumba class and this pure joy is coming forth, even better. And then it made such an impact too. It's like your client is saying, "Hey, my wife saw you at the gym." I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, that was really fun, actually. Yes, you're right. Thank you for saying that. It's a small town where I live, so people know each other, and I start to have more and more clients here. So of course now I can see them anywhere, at the supermarket or anywhere. And so it's like I'm a human being. It's a good thing. Like there's less anonymity and more holding this presence. How can I say? Yeah.
So I have one last question for you, which is, I've noticed in my own development, in my own raising of consciousness as to who I really am. I've noticed that there are frontiers. There are places where there might be a little bit of stickiness or limitation or a place that I hadn't wanted to explore yet. But I know I'm right on the edge of when I go there, there's going to be more presence. There's going to be more of this love. There's going to be more of the energy and more of the impact and transformation I want in my own life and with clients. So for you, what is your frontier? Where do you see moving into where there's the potential for greater energy and love in your life? What are you seeing?
That's a great question, for sure. Yeah. Well, I think the challenge is for me, as much as I love my family of origin, it's not an easy one. So for me, the challenge is when I go back to visit, my brother or my sister, and they have this perfect life. And I had the role of the scapegoat this is a big victimy, but I had the role of the one who didn't do things the conventional way, right? So it's a challenge for me to own myself even more and love them exactly the way they are without comparison. So it's a great place of practice. Like, and if I don't pay attention, I can fall back into this less free, more compressed, more shameful version of myself. So I've been working on healing shame and self-esteem my whole life. And that's the most delicate place. So if I spend a good time in family, it means, wow, I'm stronger. If I manage to have a good time while visiting my brother and my sister, it means, okay, I own myself more. I don't look for approval. I'm not going to react to whatever they will say. I'm just being, who I came here to be without expectations for them to change. But that's like the black belt of self-realization, I think, if I can say.
Good way to put it. Good way to put it. I appreciate your honesty on this because we all have it. The closer in the relationship, the more that there's the old identity, there's that old way of operating, there's the concepts that keep us locked in. And so same for me. And the fact that you see it and you're willing to explore that frontier is awesome. And I'm doing the same thing. So that's what's exciting about what we do, is there's no end to this. You know, there's
Yes.
no
Yeah.
end
Yes.
to
Mhm.
this kind of liberation and this expression of who we are.
It's exactly these words: liberation in the expression of who we are, independently of the initial conditioning.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. I love that.
So
That was a great question. And
yeah,
I would just want to add a little thing. There's another area where I know I'm gonna start to explore again, which is my love life. This is also an area where in the past I wasn't as maybe authentic or liberated as I am now. So I'm gonna bring the new me in this area as well, you know, when the time is right. Yeah.
excellent, excellent. Well, I want to thank you for taking this time and sharing with our community of coaches, because when you and I spoke, I was so touched by you really get it's about being, you really get it's about that beingness, that energy is connected to this love and this service, and your willingness to continue to grow in it. And so it's inspiring to me. It's the path I'm on. And I just wanted to have this conversation as a way for people to begin to, the coaches in this group, to begin to look at, you know, where are their edges and how do they build their energy? And what is a real expression of their essence, who they really are, and to stay conscious to that, because that's a huge part of our ability to be impactful and powerful as coaches. Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for, you know, inviting me, and I really appreciate you so much, everything you do for this group, you and Steve, and your book and your Zooms. And so thank you so much, Melissa.
Yeah, thank you.